Welcome to my older adult oral video presentation. My name is Deborah Williams. I am a student at Widener University. I am doing this older adult oral video presentation for my SW501 class. The stage that I've chosen to interview my older adult, I interviewed my older adult and I chose one stage of her life, and that stage is generativity versus stagnation, which is the 7th stage of Erikson's 8 stages of psychosocial development. In this stage, you would expect that people will become more selfless and begin to look to investing in the lives of other people, as well as in their work, family, community, and the upcoming generations. And according to Rogers 2016, when people are unable to accomplish this stage of selflessness, they become stagnated and they remain self-absorbed. Just want to give a few definitions for generativity. According to McKinnon, Nosko, Pratt, and Norris in 2011, Erikson argued that generativity can be shown by taking care of other people, your children, other people's children, other members of the family, keeping the traditions of the family, and basically just having a hand in the betterment of society. Also, according to Snow in 2015, Snow stated that generativity is listed as a healthy alternative to an unhealthy counterpart, being stagnation, and stagnation being the opposite of self-absorption. And this was on page 264. Another definition that I liked that was stated by Gia, Alisat, Salsi, and Pratt in 2015 was that generative concern is a personality tendency to be consciously preoccupied with the well-being of future generations, and that was found on page 307. And Mary is the person who I actually interviewed. Of course, that is not her name, that is her alias for the purpose of confidentiality. And in Mary's case, her future generation just happened to be her siblings, and Mary didn't want her siblings to grow up without any guidance, so she took them on. Just to give you a little bit of information about Mary, Mary has been my neighbor for the past 12 years. She's an 87-year-old widow who still gets around. She still drives her own car. She's very independent. Her daughter and her teenage grandchildren live with her, 2 teenage grandchildren. She still maintains a social life. She still gets together with her high school friends, which I think is pretty awesome. Mary attends the local church not far from where we live. She goes out for walks in the neighborhood, and she loves to travel. She's visited 44 countries, and she only started traveling since she was 42 years old. So Mary, I believe, has achieved that stage of generativity because she is a staple in the life of her family and her extended family, and she was willing to increase her household to 10 people in her early adulthood when she was caring for her siblings and her father, and she invested in future generations simply by raising her sisters and brothers to be good citizens in the absence of her mother. Mary did face a few challenges in this stage, and one of those challenges was that her husband had post-traumatic stress disorder. It wasn't even a diagnosis at that time. However, he had gone to World War II, and he had seen a lot and experienced a lot, and he was very nervous and jumpy, and he was going through things, and he was later in life treated for PTSD when he was in his 60s. So she was coping with that. She was also coping with the fact that she was raising her own 5 children and raising 2 siblings of her own on very limited resources. Another challenge that Mary was dealing with was that her father was an alcoholic, and remember, she was caring for him.